When I was 10 years old, my mom asked me to wash a few dishes that were in the sink. And because I generally didn't like doing household chores, I let her know how annoyed I was by complaining and, asking her why she was asking me to wash dishes. And her response to my mini tantrum was, don't you know that you're lucky? Don't you know that some girls your age are taking care of their husbands, and some who are just a bit older than you are nursing their own children? As you can imagine, I was very confused. In what universe was such happening? And when I asked her for an explanation, what she said completely blew my mind. Not wearing a mask in this COVID-19 era is dangerous. Juggling with knives is dangerous. Handling a gun without knowing how to use it is dangerous. But what I consider to be equally dangerous is being female in northern Nigeria. In Nigeria as a whole, 44% of women are married before age 18 and 18% before age 15. In the northwestern and northeastern regions of the country, 68% and 57% respectively of women aged 20 to 49 are married before they turn 18. 19% of northeastern girls give birth by age 15, and in the northwestern part of the country, it's 16%. I'm sure you're wondering how this can happen because the age of consent in this country is 18. So how is it possible that 15-year-olds are getting married and starting families? Under the Child Rights Act, 18 is stated as the minimum legal age for marriage, and under the Marriage Act, this age is 21 years old. Unfortunately, this isn't in the internal legislation of 12 of the 36 states of this country. So those countries basically get to do whatever they want when it comes to marriage. And it's actually a part of the law. If parents give consent to a child who wants to get married before age 18, then that child can get married. And I'm sure you're wondering, I'm sure you think that's not a problem because no parent would allow that. I mean, what parents want their teenage daughter or teenage son to get married? It's ridiculous. But it's not actually, because this is the reality for many parents and many teenage girls in this country, especially in the London region. And it's because of a lack of education, certain religious, traditional beliefs, or both in many instances. If you dive into this book by Myro Bello and Annabel S. Eroka, which is called The Experiences of Married Adolescent Girls in Northern Nigeria, you will understand fully the gravity of the situation. There are countless horror stories in that book, stories of girls saying how much it hurts when their adult husbands slept with them for the first time. Stories about how their own fathers threatened to kill them if they didn't go to their husband's house. In 70% of the marriages, the husbands determine when their young wives get to visit their families. And in 90% of these marriages, they determine what kind of healthcare she can get. So if he doesn't want her using contraceptives, she can't use contraceptives. If he doesn't want her going to the doctor for a checkup, she can't go to the doctor for a checkup. And it's very, very unfortunate. Because many of these girls, after giving birth, they get vaginal fistula. That's if they don't die from complications. Vaginal fistula is a special condition in which, after giving birth, these ladies are unable to control their bladders. So they pee all over themselves and they can't control it. It's a condition that has no remedy for them. And even if there was, they wouldn't have access to it because their husbands can decide not to let them go to the hospital or receive, modern medicines and so on. Imagine being a child yourself and having to give birth to a child with no medical professionals around. If you read the book, a girl told a story of how, when it's time for some of them to give birth, sometimes when the labor gets difficult, they throw them into a dark room, and tell them that God will deliver the baby for them. Imagine being told, first of all, being brainwashed, being told that you having a husband is God's will for your life. And these people who are this community that's supposed to help you in the delivery of your baby, they put you in a dark room, and tell you that God is the one who will deliver the baby for you. Isn't that so unfair? These girls don't get to become doctors, they don't get to become lawyers, they don't get to become actresses, they don't get to, be free to choose their own future. They lose their futures, they lose their freedoms because of tradition. A World Bank study in 2017 revealed that $7.6 is lost in Nigeria every year. It's lost in earnings and it's lost in productivity because of child marriage. These girls are economic resources and they are being wasted at age 13, being sent to be married to a man who could be 40, who could be 50, who could be any age. And they don't get to enjoy these marriages. It's not like they are pushed into a marriage where they have a father-daughter relationship with their husbands. No, it's suffering. There's no enjoyment in it. And it's unfair because they are forced into it. They don't get to make the choice. The solution is education. Because a lack of education is what got those girls into that situation in the first place. It's so sad. The adult literacy rate is 62%, and it's because these adults weren't educated as children. Let education be compulsory and accessible, and let us edit the constitution. No parent should be able to give their daughter's hand in marriage if she's less than 18. It should be completely outlawed. And child marriage should not be allowed anywhere. The laws should be airtight, no loopholes whatsoever. I'm 16 and I would die of depression if I was forced into a marriage with anybody, because I'm a girl with dreams and with aspirations, not someone who should be pushed into a husband's house to take care of someone when I can't even take care of myself. Being born in northern Nigeria should not be a curse. Thank you.